Look, I want you to imagine something for a second. And it's probably going to make you a little uncomfortable because, well, it's exactly what you did this morning. You woke up, you felt that immediate heavy pressure in your chest. That, how am I going to pay for that? Or, why is everything so expensive? Wait. And you tried to sit down to do your deep work. You tried to be productive. You tried to be the high performer that all the podcasts tell you to be. But you couldn't focus. Your brain felt like it was running through literal mud. You blamed your sleep, you blamed your phone, or maybe you just thought you were having an off day. But here's the thing. What if I told you that the balance in your bank account is actually rewiring your brain to be slower, dumber, and less capable of ever fixing the problem? We talk about inflation all the time in terms of gas prices and eggs, but nobody is talking about the cognitive inflation that is currently bankrupting your IQ. It sounds like a conspiracy, right? I wish it were. But the math is brutal, and the biology is even worse. There was a groundbreaking study conducted by researchers at Harvard and Princeton, and this should terrify you, that found that the mere act of worrying about money can cause a drop in functional IQ of up to 13 points. To put that in perspective, losing 13 IQ points is the equivalent of losing an entire night's sleep or becoming a chronic alcoholic. You are literally walking around with a poverty-induced brain fog that makes it impossible to make the very decisions that would get you out of the hole. It's a closed-loop system designed to keep you at the bottom. Think of your brain like a high-end laptop. You have a finite amount of RAM, right? When you're constantly running a background program called How Do I Survive Next Month, that program is taking up 40% of your processing power. You're trying to run your career, your relationships, and your investments on the remaining 60%. You aren't lazy, you're just throttled. And the system loves this. See, when inflation hits 8% or 10%, it's not just your purchasing power that's being devalued, it's your future mapping capability. When prices are stable, you can plan for 5 years from now. When prices are volatile, your brain enters survival mode. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that understands compound interest and long-term gains, basically shuts down, and the amygdala takes over. You start seeking short-term hits. You buy the $7 latte because everything is screwed anyway, or you gamble on a meme coin because you feel like the traditional ladder has been kicked away. This is exactly what happened in Weimar Germany or modern-day Venezuela. As the currency dies, the people stop thinking about decades and stop thinking about minutes. You become a financial reactive animal. Look, the invisible tax isn't just the fact that your $100 buys $92 worth of groceries now. The real tax is that you are too stressed to notice the opportunities that could make you $100,000. You are being dumbed down by design because a population that can't think past the next billing cycle is a population that is easy to control and even easier to sell to. We've been lied to. We've been told that if we just grind harder, we'll make it. But you can't outgrind a biological hardware failure. If your brain is operating in a state of scarcity, you will always choose the safe, low-yield path or the reckless, high-risk path, never the calculated, wealthy path. It's like trying to win a Formula One race while someone is actively pouring sugar into your fuel tank. You're pressing the pedal to the floor, the engine is screaming, but you're barely moving. So how do we fix this? How do we reclaim those 13 IQ points? It starts with a concept I call financial sobriety. Most people are drunk on debt and high on consumerism, and it's keeping their brains in a state of inflammation. The very first thing you have to do, and I mean today, is stop the RAM leakage. You need to automate every single boring financial decision. If you have to decide to save money every month, you are using precious cognitive energy that you don't have. Automate it. Make it invisible. Remove the choice so your brain can stop running that background script. Next, you have to realize that your health and your wealth are the same bank account. If you're eating inflammatory seed oils and processed sugars because they're cheap, you are compounding the cognitive tax. You're making yourself even dumber, which makes you even poorer. It's a death spiral. Buy the steak, drink the water, and get the sleep. You need your brain at 100% capacity to navigate the most complex economic era in human history. You cannot win a 2026 war with a 1990s brain. The world is getting more expensive, yes, but it's also getting more competitive. The people who win are the ones who can maintain a surplus of mental energy while everyone else is in a cognitive deficit. Stop letting the news cycle and the grocery bill dictate your biological state. Realize that your greatest asset isn't your 401k or your crypto wallet. It's your ability to think clearly under pressure. If you can protect your IQ from the scarcity trap, you will eventually own the assets that everyone else is too stressed to see. The math doesn't lie, but your stressed out brain does. It tells you there's no way out. It tells you to give up. Don't listen to it. Calm the system, clear the RAM, and start playing the long game while everyone else is fighting for crumbs. You've got the hardware. Now stop letting the economy crash your software. Get to work.